Flatbush and Brownsville and the Marcy projects, Queensbridge projects, things like that, man, you saw a lot of death and just destruction of a generation. Those things are traumatic, and those things that we went through and processed through aren't normal. It's not normal to see that level of death and destruction, and to see people go from friends of yours to drug addicts, and to come from abusive homes and single parent homes and broken homes and all those things. We normalize it because that's what we had to do. But it's a different day. Those things linger. Those things manifest itself in the mind and in the body. And when they come out as different behaviors and different quirks and things that we have to encounter and have to deal with as adults. You can only sweep but so much stuff under the rug before you have a lumpy ass rug. And it's time to really clean up the mess that we've made by sweeping things under the rug and trying to tough it out, and trying to grow thick skin and all those things that we tell ourselves we need to do when we come from a certain era. And so just shout out to the people out there, man, that's doing the work: therapists, life coaches, health coaches, spiritual guidance, all that type of stuff that people go to when they need help. And shout out to those people who are crying out and getting the help and doing the work to heal. Like I said, man, you gotta heal the hurt first and then feed the growth to get to a point of clarity in your life, to where you start kind of living your best life, and dealing with some of the issues that we just avoided for years, for decades, man. And those things kind of like metastasize and become malignant. And like I said, they manifest themselves in behaviors, how you treat people or how you get treated. And it manifests itself in how you are unsuccessful in relationships, intimate relationships, friendships, partnerships, business relationships, mother-daughter relationships, father-son relationships, mother-son relationships, father-daughter relationships. These things come out, and I think it's time that we kind of hit head on, man. You won't necessarily ever heal unless you get through it. Not get around it, get through it. It's important that, you realize that in order for you really to heal, you may have to sit back in those rooms where those traumatic things that happened to you and deal with it, right? And like my dad having dementia, when I first found out, many moons ago, when it was kind of really just early onset, I grieved it, and I grieved it heavy, you know what I'm saying? Because, for all intents and purposes and for every negative thing that he had did to me, it's still my father, and he was the first role model that I ever had. And, there was parts of my father that were great, and I take those things with me, and I've blossomed and developed from those good things. There was also some negative things that, he put me through, either, by proxy or vicariously, that, he just didn't know. And I'll never really have that moment with him to be able to have those challenging conversations so that he can learn from how I had to deal with his level of abuse. And I'm going to just call it what it is, abuse. When you call a kid retarded, or you make them feel less than, it's abuse. You know what I'm saying? And so I'll never have that complicated conversation with him to let him know that that wasn't okay. I made it through despite those things that, I had to endure. And, but it's that time, man, that we have those conversations with the ones who, put that level of abuse and put us through that. It's time, in order to heal, to have those direct, sincere conversations, man. And it's important that we do that. And so all those who are struggling with, childhood trauma or relationship trauma, those types of things, it's very, very important that you get through that and you have those serious conversations with, potential loved ones, and you get through that level of trauma that you deal with, you got to hit it head on, man. If you do not, it'll be difficult to heal from it. So I like to give everybody that's going through that level of stuff, man, permission to feel however you feel, man. Stand in that and then find a way to get through it. This is Mike Arrington, the BU Podcast. I'm out. Till next time.
You are listening to the BU Podcast with Michael Arrington.